Hey guys, so in today's video, I wanted to talk about something that I have been really struggling with, and it has to do with the abortion legislation. And now recently, they have actually included the termination of ectopic pregnancies as part of that. So they're basically saying that even though leaving an ectopic pregnancy in place could kill a woman, they are basically, I think it's in Missouri, they are basically saying that a woman is not allowed to have access to the termination of that pregnancy, which is completely ridiculous. And if you saw, I previously posted a video on my channel talking about my own personal experience with an ectopic pregnancy. And I just want to clarify something for those of you who may not understand. An ectopic pregnancy will never be viable, ever. It is a pregnancy that implants itself outside of the uterus. In my case, my ectopic pregnancy implanted itself in my fallopian tube, which I ended up losing one of my ovaries, as well as having that side of my fallopian tube removed. So, if I hadn't, the doctor told me I most likely would have ended up dying. And so I'm very thankful that I had access to that service when I needed it. I just can't believe, like, it's sickening to me to think that people who have no idea, like, the traumatic experience it is to be told that you're pregnant first, because obviously when they do the pregnancy test, you're told that you're pregnant because it does come up positive, even though it's an ectopic pregnancy, because it does still produce hormones and things like that. Only to find out after you're told that you're pregnant that it's an ectopic pregnancy, it will not be viable, and it needs to be terminated or removed. That in itself is a very traumatic experience. I kid you not, I can remember exactly how I felt when they told me that. It felt just as emotionally scarring as the day that I was told that I had my very first miscarriage, because I've also had multiple miscarriages, and it's just been awful. I just think it's ridiculous that people want to lump abortion in with terminating an ectopic pregnancy, because, like I said, an ectopic pregnancy is something that if you just leave it in place and don't do anything about it, chances are the mother is going to die. The fetus will also die, because, like I said, it's not viable. It cannot develop to term in any case. And I just think it's awful that these different states are, one, limiting abortion to the point where certain people wouldn't even know that they're pregnant yet, and there's already a ban on it. Like, I saw one where it was like 6 weeks or 8 weeks, you can't have an abortion past that date. A lot of people don't even know they're pregnant until well past that time. It just depends on the person. Most people don't even think about it. Um, the first time that I was pregnant, where I ended up having my very first miscarriage, I did not find out that I was pregnant until I was 8 weeks pregnant already. And so in that case, if I would have chosen to have an abortion, which I feel like every woman should be able to choose what it is that they want to do with their body, I wouldn't have been able to have an abortion even if I had chosen to do so. Now, I will tell you guys, I was raised Catholic, but I do not, I don't judge people for getting an abortion. I feel like that's a very personal choice that a woman has to make. And I think it is very difficult. I would rather have someone choose to get an abortion than to choose to have a child and, not be able to care for that child. The child ends up in the system and all that. I would rather have the woman make the choice that is right for her. I also feel like women, some women may have been raped, or, maybe they got drunk and had sex with someone and didn't realize they didn't use protection or something. You know, there's a whole lot of different factors that come into play when it comes to pregnancy and abortion and things like that. I feel like it's a very personal choice, and I personally have never had an abortion. I don't think that I personally could have an abortion, because I think that would be way too hard to deal with. And having gone through multiple miscarriages and an ectopic pregnancy, I just don't see myself being able to handle having another abortion. Now, I say that, but you know, you never know what kind of situations you will find yourself in the future. And I would hope that, you know, nothing like that would happen. But with this ectopic pregnancy, a woman has no control over where, you know, this pregnancy implants itself. If your body chooses to have this pregnancy implant in a place where it shouldn't be implanted, you know, it's not like they can take the implanted pregnancy from your fallopian tube and move it to your uterus and have it be a viable pregnancy. It's just not possible. And so I think that a lot of these lawmakers don't really understand medicine. They don't understand female anatomy. They don't understand how ectopic pregnancies work. And I think, you know, by banning this, not only are you going to have people dying, but you're going to have people who are going to try to terminate these pregnancies on their own. And, you know, you're already making a difficult situation, you know, even more difficult for the woman to deal with. And I don't think that that's right. So I'm going to get off my soapbox now, but I wanted to share my thoughts on that because I did have a few people ask me, not online or anything, but people that I know that I have gone through an ectopic pregnancy in the past. They asked me how I was feeling about it and what my thoughts were on the topic. And so I wanted to share it here as well, because I think that it's really screwed up. A lot of these recent laws regarding abortion and ectopic pregnancies and health and, you know, LGBTQ rights and everything going on that is just really awful for a lot of different people who don't understand what other people have to deal with because of their privilege. And yeah, that's it for today's video. If you would like to share your thoughts on what you think of this ectopic pregnancy ban, or termination ban, I should say. It's not a ban on ectopic pregnancies because you can't really ban something that you have no control over. But yeah, let me know if you feel comfortable sharing your thoughts, how you feel about it, and I will talk to you guys next time.